there, welcome to the Girlfriend Experience podcast. I'm your host, Lydia Love, and today I'm bringing you an episode with my friend, Destiny Diaz. I'm so excited to talk with her, pick her brain, and tell you some of her crazy stories that include meeting guys off of Tinder for content, predicting me winning $30,000, and much more. Destiny is an amazing example of someone that uplifts other people and still maintains her personal success, and that's why I am so excited to speak with her today. She's one of the few people in the industry that I consider one of my close friends, and I think that this is just going to be an amazing episode. It's going to be insightful, it's going to be funny, we may or may not discuss our love for balls, so thank you so much for being here. Keep listening and enjoy the show. Make sure that you rate the podcast 5 stars wherever you're listening, interact with us, tell your friends to follow, tell your fucking mom to listen to the podcast, tell anyone that you come into contact with to listen to the Girlfriend Experience podcast, because I really want to see this shit grow. So thank you guys so much for listening, and let's get into the episode. Hello, Destiny. Welcome to the show. You are my first guest. My absolute first guest. When I was going through who I wanted to interview, you were like top 3. I knew I had to have you. Number 1, because you're one of my only like close friends in this industry. And also, you're just amazing at talking. So I was like, I gotta have this girl on.
Thank you. I'm honored. Like, I fully support you. I'm excited for your podcast. I loved when you were doing your YouTube segment where you were interviewing people and deep diving. So I hope that this is like a big reflection of that. But I'm excited because you're well-spoken and you ask really interesting questions to guests. I've already seen it.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, the fetish series, I liked doing it on YouTube, but I really want to continue it on my podcast. So if I have some random man on here that has an insane fetish, you know why. So I already gave you an intro, but I always like to ask people to intro themselves. So tell me a little bit about you. What do you do? You've been in the industry longer than I have. Like, I would love a little rundown for everyone about who's Destiny Diaz.
Okay, so I've been in the industry for 9 years. It'll be 10 in next May, which is crazy. It honestly blows my fucking mind when I think about how long I've been doing this. I started by camming, and I did that for a few years, and then I just went into clips because it was better use of my time, and just it was really good because I was able to create some passive income from clip making. And now I'm kind of wanting to get back into camming. I've been camming a lot more over the last like year or two, and I hope to do it like 5 to 7 times a fucking week if I can find the stamina. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I think that I haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to do in the industry too, which is exciting. But I'm playing a long-term game. Like, I've always been focused on that longevity.
I love it. And I think that's something that we have in common, is that we really view this as, like, this is our career. We're not really, like, in and out. We're like, yeah, I've been doing this for 4 years. You've been doing this for almost 10 years. Like, and we're going to do it for another 10 years if that's what we want to do. And I think that that's really cool. And you can really tell the difference between someone that is just kind of doing it for right now and someone that's like, no, like, I'm going to be set. Like, my family's going to be set on this. So yeah. I think that that's awesome. And I like that you mentioned that you're doing camming now, because that's something that I feel like I'm starting to want to talk about more, and I've noticed that you've been tweeting about it more. Like, I can see camming coming back.
Yeah, well, I think there was a really, like, fat, dry period of camming, and I think that's when all the clip sites were on the rise, so it's nice to see people kind of, like, live again and getting on cam. It's always exciting when people are like, oh my god, I know you from here, I know you from there, and I'm like, well, fuck, wait till you experience me live. Like, hello.
To get started, I got a couple questions from viewers on my Instagram, and I picked out a couple. A lot of them, of course, it's on Instagram, so it's like, show me your boobs and things like that. But surprisingly, we got a couple interesting ones. So the first one, and this is one that girls get asked in every interview, and I almost decided not to ask, but I feel like it's interesting. Someone said, what is your favorite video that you've ever filmed, or a custom video that stood out to you? Do you have one that comes to mind?
Well, I think a big turning point was definitely, like, Tinder Tales episode 1. I know we'll get into that later.
We're gonna get into that.
But I think it was just, like, really unexpected, because I always talked about how it wasn't going to be doing, like, mainstream. And not that Tinder Tales was mainstream, but it was, like, their closest taste to an amateur mainstream video that I think people weren't expecting. And also, like, the added twist of Tinder being popular and fuck buddies. It was, like, a just perfect little mixture there at the right time.
I'm so excited to get into that with you because I can't hype up that series enough. The next one, now, you don't have to, I don't know if you say this, you don't have to answer if you don't, but what size are your boobs? I know people are dying to know.
Okay, I don't, this is my pageant answer to this question when I'm on cam, but I don't get them sized anymore because honestly, a majority of my fans prefer to see them stuffed into smaller bras, so I'm like, why am I gonna go, like, nowhere local is selling bras my size, and I just, honestly, it doesn't matter. Most people can't really tell what sizes are anyway, but it's just more of like a,
they're big and amazing.
Yeah, they're bigger than my head. That's the size currently.
That's amazing. You know what? I've noticed that too. When I buy bras that are my size, I feel like they cover me way too much, and I'm like, this isn't sexy. This isn't what people want to see. Did you actually come up with the concept of dick ratings? What was the creative process? Now, I think that they think that you came up with it because you made them very popular, and you had the model advice videos. And that's actually, before I even knew you, I was a huge fan of you. I bought your model advice, and you taught me how to do dick ratings. So that was like a huge part of my career because I use the advice to this day.
Do you? That's awesome. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I remember being in a group chat and a model was like, what even do you say in a dick rating? And I'm like, what? Okay, let me make this video because people need to know. But when I was on, I think it was My Girl Fun back in 2013.
Fuck
I was
that site, by the way.
Fuck it, hate it, not on it anymore, don't join it. But no, I was on this site a long time ago, and I was talking to a fan live. I was on cam at the same time, and we were discussing like how we always just get a fucking mountain of dick pics all the time. Like especially back when I first started, and like the early days, like it was just like so much more common than I think it even is now. Like it's definitely toned down a bit. But back then it was just like all the time people were like, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? And I'm like, do you really want to know what I think? And I just started offering, well, originally they were called dick consultations, and I had them, thank you. I just thought it was more formal and funnier, and yeah, so it started as dick consultations, and then I got kicked off that website. So fuck that site. And then
what'd you get kicked off for?
Somebody sent me their email unprovoked, so the model got scolded and lost the account and the money in it. So
of course.
Yeah, so I got kicked off this site, and then I just started promoting dick consultations everywhere because I thought it was still a really great idea. And then over time, I saw it getting like picked up by other people, being called dick ratings or like rate your cock, and just like all these other like creative renditions of this name. And yeah, it just caught on. And now I'll be watching like YouTube or like something mainstream, and someone will be like, haha, like rate your dick, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's crazy. How did that make it all the way there? And like the people that I was hanging out with on cam that night will come in my room like every couple months, and they'll be like, do you fucking remember when we came up with dick ratings? Like, it was crazy that night. We were just like, that is actually a really good idea. It should be really thorough. It was a whole score sheet of information that I would provide people with. And yeah, oh my god, it's huge. It's huge. It's everywhere.
And now everyone does it. It's like
it's a standard.
Every single tip menu ever has dick ratings on it. So I think that that's absolutely insane. And especially you've been around for almost 10 years. Like, you've seen the beginning of a lot of trends, I'm sure.
Oh my god, yeah. It's constantly changing. Like, if you're not keeping up with the trends in sex work, like, you'll just get left behind. Like, you have to stay involved. That's
actually something that I had on my list of topics for you, is that, like, have you seen the industry change since the rise in OnlyFans, and do you have an opinion on where you think it's going?
I think, well, OnlyFans just really switched it up. Like, independent sex workers were already making their own money, but the subscription club wasn't really something that people were utilizing, other than Snapchat, but Snapchat was just constantly deleting accounts. It was not that safe to be posting on. Like, I just remember there being, like, an era where everyone was like, my Snap got deleted, and it was, like, really just a waste of time and stuff to restart them all the time. So when OnlyFans came up and they were more sex work friendly, they, like, really, I think people just really had that in their hand and were able to just grasp their career and take complete control over it. And it was nice to see a lot of, like, mainstream porn stars, like, really, like, they were already crossover performers in cam, but seeing them cross over to these subscription clubs and control their content, too, must have been so empowering for, like, mainstream performers. So there was a huge shift. And then, obviously, not to mention, like, all of the non-sex worker people who joined OnlyFans because of it. So there was a huge shift. There was a huge shift in how people made their money over the last few years. And I guess, like you said, I think camming is coming back because streaming is already really popular with gaming and other creators. People are always wanting to go live, and it's just a more personal touch, and especially in sex work, to be live.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, I mean, I just started camming consistently back in, like, May. I started on a new site, and I've really liked it, but I also understand why people don't like to cam. Like, it can be really discouraging. We've both had those nights where you log on and you don't make any money, and you're like, why did I put on this hair? Why did I put on this makeup? Like what am I doing? And it's so, I understand. And then also the aspect of, like, having to be live in front of people. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. Sometimes you want to upload a video and go, but for me, I'm someone that thrives off of, like, energy and interaction, so I think it works for us because we just have the personalities to where we feed off of it and it feels good. But I can definitely see it coming back. I miss, like, what era? Like, maybe between, like, 2013 and, like, 2016. I remember I saw cam girls on Twitter constantly.
Yes.
So,
yeah. No, I totally missed that era, too. That was when I was camming really consistently. It was, like, 5 days a week or more. And then, like I said, clips just was easier to do. But I think people are really, I feel like I missed out on creating a closer relationship with my supporters because I haven't been able to hang out with them all the time. So it's really, really nice to be able to, like, interact with the people who have been supporting my videos and my other endeavors for a while. So it's nice. I love camming. It's great energy. It's always fun. I'm always fucking laughing and screenshotting the ridiculous shit people tell me.
Definitely. Okay, so we have to talk about this, and this is something that I was shy about posting about because I didn't want people to think I was bragging, but you predicted me winning $30,000.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, you knew. Okay, so do you want to tell this story? I feel like you can tell it way better than I can. Basically, you did a reading for me via Instagram, and take it away.
So we pulled a card for you that was about you coming into some big money, some big coin, and you were like, that's interesting, because I've been thinking about doing this contest. I remember you saying that specifically, and you're like, it's a pretty big grand prize, and, like, I think I could do really well, and I was like, fucking do it. Like, you probably have a really good chance here. And then you won $30,000 from a chatterbait contest, which is fucking nuts.
I won the contest. And, like, at that time, when you pulled that card, I mean, it was the beginning of the pandemic. I was honestly struggling financially. Like, I won't hide it. Like, last year, or 2020, was really hard for me in the beginning, and I needed money. And so when you pulled that, I was like, oh, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? The night before they told the winner of that contest, I was in the shower, just, like, please, like, manifesting. I was like, please, like, I need this. Like, this can help me through the pandemic. Like, please, please, please. And then I fucking won. And my first thought was, like, Destiny pulled a card that said that I was going to come into money. Like,
look, I don't know how it works.
No,
okay?
It was insane.
But I found out my friend was pregnant one night, and I was reading cards for her. And the first card had, like, an image of a pregnant woman, and it was about, like, her being very fertile and maternal, and I was like, if you didn't tell me you were pregnant tonight, I probably would have told you were pregnant tonight. So it was crazy.
God. I remember, too, I feel like one of the cards had something to do with, like, friendships, or, like, ending friendships, or there was, like, someone in my life that, like, didn't have good intentions, which is hilarious, because in 2020, I lost, like, 4 of my best friends from my life, so also predicted that.
We should go back and listen to it again soon, but yeah, I feel like I've done over, like, 200, maybe 300 tarot readings over the last year, And I'm really critical of myself, and I don't understand how it works. I am really interested in it. My mom read tarot, my grandmother read tarot, and so I just have always been really drawn to it. And yeah, so I've done over like 200, maybe 300, and I rate myself out of 10 after I do it based on what they said, like based on their validations. And like, I feel like I regularly score like a 9 or a 10, or later people will come back and be like, so I didn't know what this was about, but then this just happened, and it's
I validated
crazy.
the shit out of you. That
Sasha Ray, I predicted Sasha Ray was gonna win an MV award too, but I've been predicting MV awards for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good era. Like, ManyVids at its peak was so fun. I feel like that's what really drew me to you, and like wanting to be your friend and getting to know you was just because you were such an active person on the site. Like, you were so involved in the community. You're really an example of someone that proves that, like, you don't have to be mean to other models to be successful. Like, you can uplift people and maintain your own success.
Thanks.
And I think that that's really awesome.
I appreciate that. But yeah, the ManyVids awards is when I like really like started to notice people. I saw you climbing the ranks on ManyVids before the awards, and I was like, who's this cute little girl? Like, Lydia. And so when I saw you like nominated and then saw you in the top 5, I think I reached out to you and I was like, I'm rooting for you and I hope you win. I think you're gonna win. And you did. I was so excited. It was awesome. And that's like where I first started talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted that shit bad. So this is the thing I'm most excited to talk about. I hype it up all the time. Tinder Tales.
What do you need to know?
Now, Destiny has a series, and if I misspeak, just let me know. But from what I know of it, you find people on Tinder, and you vet them, and you make sure that they're safe and everything. You have them get tested, and then you fuck them on camera for your clip sites.
Mm-hmm. And they love it. They love the concept of just being a stunt cock, and I think that's like why they've been really successful, because the people who are in them are like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. If I'm talking to somebody on Tinder and they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm like, then it's not for you. Like, it's like, I don't want someone to like take too long to decide or make the wrong decision. Like, anyone who is just like really serious and really interested, that really leads the conversation. But it was such a wildly successful series, and I don't know if it was like the marketing around it, the concept. I certainly wasn't the first person to like fuck people on Tinder, but I think that my approach to the series was really interesting, and like the background story of me as a creator and all of that just like coming together. I think it was like just loved it.
Exactly. And I feel like it's hard for people to believe that guys on Tinder or guys in general are so down to just be a stunt cock. But it is way more common than anyone thinks. I'm constantly getting approached by people in my life or people online being like, hey, like, if you want to film and, like, profit off of me, like, that's fine. It's like a fetish for people. Yeah. Like, they like it. They get off on it. Like, they are fucking the girl that everyone wants to fuck. And so for people that are questioning, like, is it real? Is it real? Like, actually, yeah, there's plenty of opportunities for this. Now, I don't recommend, like, baby models go meet people on Tinder and do their own Tinder tales, but
I took a lot of precautions. Be careful. Don't do that.
Exactly. Something that I want to ask is, like, what is your process of vetting them? Like you said, you won't get with someone that is kind of hesitant about it. But other than that, like, how do you make sure that they're not going to be a weirdo or anything like that?
Yeah, so talking about their limits, that's really eye-opening, like what they're willing to do and not willing to do. Obviously, like, I do, like, we exchange, like, live selfies, like, touch your nose so I know that you're really you, because I don't want to go meet up with somebody. I don't ever, like, meet somebody right off the get the day I'm filming. Like, I always meet and interview them first, because I feel like vibes, I feel like I can really tell someone's intention when I'm with them, and it also helps me, like, decide whether or not I find somebody, like, mutual, like, if there's, like, chemistry, or if I find, like, just something off, or whatever. Like, it's just, the live interview is really, like, what makes or breaks it, whether or not I, like, continue on. But, then they get tested and send me the results, and then we sign papers and take pictures of IDs and discuss what we're filming. And it's really exciting. And then afterwards, after I edit all the content, they get a copy of their goodies, like a little goodie bag. I actually have also sent them off with, like, treat bags. Here you go. Thanks so much. Yeah, no. I'm a good host.
That's amazing. How many episodes have you done?
So I think we're on episode 8 was the last one I did, and that was 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
2019.
But the fact that it's still relevant. Like, I feel like it's still relevant in people's minds. Do you have a favorite episode or, like, a guest that or a co-star that was just, like, this was amazing?
Yeah, so they were all great. Let me just say that first. Like, they're all really great guys. Lorenzo, if anyone follows me, they know there's, like, a lot of jokes around Lorenzo because he was just a lot. But not in a bad way, just in a really fun, like, bantery way. But one of my favorites was Luke from episode 4, and he just, like, showed up, shaved, like, just easy to talk to, really, like, it was good chemistry, good fuck, good eating out, like, there was a lot of, like, easy control, like, lots of laughing. It was just so lighthearted and fun, and he was just, like, a great co-star. Huge cum shot, great balls. Like, it was perfect. It was, like, tied
great
bow.
balls.
And he came back multiple times. He's the, like, most frequently returned guest to my content. So, yeah, I'm actually filming with him again next month, and that's the first time in, like,
amazing.
2+ years. So, very exciting.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you do an episode with a couple of Tinder Tales?
Yeah.
Or was that
Yeah, and they were actually already performers on ManyVids, and I had no idea, and I swiped right on them in my city, and I'm like, oh, you guys are hot, and I, like, click,
Yeah.
and they're like, wait, the girl recognized me. She's like, that's Destiny, like, she lives here? What? And, yeah, we went out to dinner, and it was quick and easy and fun to meet up and vibe with them, because they were already experienced, but yeah, as if you remember that. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I'm a fan of the series because I think the concept is just fucking amazing. Like, if I did boy girl, I would love to do something similar like that because I just think it's dope. I think it's awesome. And the fact that, like, we work in the porn industry, we know how much of porn is fake. The fact that, like, what you're doing was real is so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what people really liked about it, and it was really kind of like a YouTube vlog, sex vlog. Like, it was very intimate in the way that I was talking to the camera and involving the viewers, and, like, just, it felt like everyone was kind of there together, and it was really just, it was so good. It flowed really well.
Yeah, I think a lot of viewers like that personal touch. I have a video with my friend Ashley, and we did a video where basically we had, like, a date, and we did a vlog.
Yes.
And then the end of the video was us fucking, and people loved it, because it was so cute. Like, she was taking pictures of me, we went out to eat, everything like that, and then we scissored, and it was so cute.
No, I know that video, and I remember seeing it and retweeting it. It was very cute. And a lot of homemade porn isn't, overly invested in, and it was, like, such an easy, like, DIY type of video. Like, you can casually go out and do things and create this storyline. It was like a date. You guys went out on a date, and it was very intimate, and it felt like someone was just, like voyeur watching you guys on this date. It was really, really cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Aw. Thank you.
Do more of those.
I know. I'm really considering when I'm going to return back to girl content because I loved it. I just kind of, like, went through some things with friends and stuff that's kind of, like, making me not want to do girl right now. But I think once I, like, get back into it, I'm going to remember why I loved doing it so much. So maybe next year, probably the beginning of next year is when I'll make a return. But I want to plan the return. I want it to be, like, really good. So
it will be.
So thank you. You have another series that's coming out, kind of similar. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes. I didn't know if you were going to talk about it. That's funny. Yeah.
No, I absolutely want to.
I'm excited for this one to come out. It comes out in a couple days, so November 1st.
Oh.
I think the video drops. And
so when this comes out, your video will be out.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this one. So it's the layout and concept is similar to Tinder Tales, where, like, there's a little brief interview, a dick reveal, and the hookup, the fuck around. But for this one, it wasn't someone I met on Tinder, but instead this is probably someone who's known me longer than anybody else in my life other than family, which is really weird. Mm-hmm. He was an old friend of mine growing up. He lived across the street from my grandparents. And, yeah, like, we hung out every summer, sometimes in the wintertime, and each year we were getting, like, older and, like, more attracted to each other, and they were just, like, fucking around on our...
It's like a movie.
Yeah, it really was. And we just fuck around a lot. I actually have story times about different things that we've done in other videos that we've talked about. And, yeah, I haven't seen him in, like, 10 years, and I was in town, and I told him I was in town, and he was like, I'm definitely going to be there. So I got to film with him. It's a really fun video. It's very obvious that he's known me my whole life in the interview, so I think that will add something different that Tinder Tales didn't. And, yeah, he had, like, the biggest balls I've ever seen in my life. I was like, I cannot recall them being this big. Like, how long has it been? Because I cannot fit your balls in my mouth.
No,
that's good.
Do you like big balls?
Yes.
Are balls your thing? Okay, I love big balls, too.
Like, my favorite thing, like, my number one kink. Nuts.
I think that, I mean, I try not to, like, judge people that I'm hooking up with, but I would rather have someone have, like, nice balls than have a nice dick. Is that weird?
No, it's not. I'm the same way, like, especially, like, if you have shaved nuts, if they're loose, like, my header on cam, it's like, don't even click me if your balls are not shaved. Don't even go cam to cam if your nuts are not shaved, because and not that there's anything wrong with body hair, but I just really love, like, smooth, especially, like, oiled, big, swinging hanging nuts. Yeah. Oh my god. And you know what? I feel like
love it.
Girls don't really talk about it that much, like, about what they like about balls. Or, like, maybe some girls just don't really even like balls. But I
feel like a lot of girls don't like balls, not to sound like a pick-me or anything, but, like, I never hear girls talk about balls the way that I think about them. Like, whenever I do dick ratings, I always include, like, oh, I wish that you, like, had your balls in the picture. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to see your balls. Like, that's part of the package. Like, let me review it, please.
And I love them. That's so true. That's, like, one of the most forgotten things in dick pictures. Like, why would I not want to see your nuts? What are you trying to hide?
Then again, I think that, like I said, I feel like a lot of girls aren't really into them, so guys might be scared to include it in the picture.
Maybe.
What if the girls are like, ew, what the fuck? I don't want to see your saggy ass balls. I'm like, no, let me see them. I want to see them.
Oh my god, turn the flash on. I need to see all of them. Yeah. No, I love them. Like TMI maybe? I don't know. But when I'm getting off with my Hitachi, like, if I have a pair of nuts in my other hand and I'm playing with them, like, I'm going to get off 5 times faster. Like, I just will.
They're like a little stress ball.
Yes. It's so relaxing, and just shaking them and, like, massaging them, playing with them. I just love balls. They're so fun.
Yes.
Sucking them, licking all of it.
Someone is watching this right now and feels so validated. They're like, yes, I don't have to be ashamed of my balls anymore. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, good. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I think my fans really know how much I love balls, too. I got a Christmas ornament. It's over there. It's a Christmas ornament. It's, like, 2 ball sacks. Like, 2 nuts with, like, just a string of, like, Christmas lights around as, like, a cock ring, kind of, like, ball restraint. Love it. Like, you guys just know me so well.
I love getting Christmas ornaments from fans. I got one that was like a little Pikachu head and it had my name on it, and I thought it was so thoughtful.
Aw. I love presents. Give me gifts.
No, yeah. I'm like, a lot of people think that having gifts as a love language is, like, bad or, I don't even know, like, materialistic. But I love it because I'm like, oh, you were thinking of me? This is so sweet. Like, now I have a physical representation of the fact that you like me.
It could literally be gum. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, you thought about me. That's so sweet.
Like, you gave me a rock? Oh my god, thank you.
Straight up.
So, I wanted to ask, do you have fans that have been around your whole career? Like, the whole almost 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah, like, quite a few. Like,
that's amazing.
At least 10.
That's a lot.
The earliest one, and he stands out because he's just been very supportive the entire time. His name is Interested Party. Also goes by Destiny's King, and he, like, always shows up to cam. He's always there tipping. He's always supporting. Like, we talk about personal things. Like, he's a really great friend. But all of my long-term supporters are, like, just really, like, devoted Destiny fans. Like, they really remember a lot. They're always bringing up old things, and, like, it's very nostalgic, and it's so nice to, like, celebrate a new year of camming or, like, a new accomplishment, and, like, it really feels like we all did it together. I love, like, building a little cam community.
No, that makes me so happy. I have a couple fans. I don't have 10, but I have, like, a couple that have been around. Like, if I check my OnlyFans that I've had since 2017, it will say, oh, it's been subscribed for 4 years. And that just makes me so fucking happy, because I'm like, I've been a part of your life for the last 4 years in some way, even if it's just hopping on and jacking off. Like, the fact that, like, you choose me and you keep choosing me, it just makes me happy. And at a certain point, I start viewing them as, like, kind of like friends, honestly.
Oh,
like, I care about them. Like, I have one fan, shout out to Steve, he has literally been around since I was 18, okay? So it's been, like, 5 years. He was like, baby Lydia. And he'll message me, we'll talk about what's going on with his health, things like that. And it just means so much to me, because I'm like, you've seen me become a woman.
Yes,
18 to 23. Like, that's a while. Like, you've seen me go through some shit. You've seen my tweets about shitty boyfriends. Like, he can roast my ex-boyfriends. He knows enough about me to where it's like, we're friends. We're friends.
That's awesome. I love that.
It makes me super happy. So, is there anything else career-wise that you want to mention or promote before we get into more vanilla stuff?
Fair enough. Work stuff, I would just say that new video is coming out November 1st. Really excited for that.
It will be out, because this is releasing in November, so
perfect.
It will be out.
I'm so excited for it to come out. I've already teased it a bit, and, like, I know that the friend of mine who's in the video is, like, dying to see a copy of it too. He's like, is that edited yet? I'm like, no, sorry. So I'm really excited for that. And next year, unfortunately, like, AVN 2021 or 2022 is canceled in person.
It's digital, right?
Yeah, but I think that I'm going to be attending Miami XBiz, because I'm dying to collab with some of my industry friends, and I'm hoping that you know, things get more under control. But yeah, just career-wise, like, I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more collabs next year and forward. Just right now, it's kind of at a little standstill.
I would love to go out to Miami for XBiz. Maybe not necessarily go to XBiz, but, like, get an Airbnb nearby and hang out with people. That sounds so fun. So I might do that, because I'm feeling the same way. Like, I went to Avian's, 3 years in a row? And so it feels really weird missing it, because I spent 3 birthdays at Avian's. It always falls on my birthday. And so last year was my first birthday, not at Avian's, and I was like, I'm not with my friends, I'm sad.
I know. Yeah, I was so sad that I didn't go to the year Doja Cat went. Like, oh my god, I pulled out last minute, and then they announced her as the artist, and I'm like, kill me.
They always have really good guests. Like, I think I've seen Lil Wayne and then Cardi B, and then I think the year that Doja Cat was there, I didn't go to it, but yeah, that was really cool. So I wanted to ask, because I feel like in every interview, we're always asked about the sexual parts of our job and the sexual parts of our lives. What are your passions outside of the industry? Now, as your friend, I know, but for the viewers that don't know, like, what do you like to do outside of sex work or anything sex related?
So I love organization and planning. So I'm always, like, sitting here with my planner and my stickers and making sure things are all efficient and effective. I also love drawing, doodling, sewing, painting, crafting. Just,
you're so creative.
I love doing arts and crafts. Like, it's just so good to me.
Remember we talked a while back and you were thinking about, like, selling your planners for sex workers and things like that. Do you think that you're going to be doing that in the future? Because you are amazing at it. Anything creative I've ever seen you do, you just excel at it. And I'm like, how?
Thank you. So I made about 20-something templates for my planner templates, and they are available on ManyVids to purchase.
Amazing.
There's, like, message log trackers and expense trackers and earning trackers and things like that, event planning. So if you have a birthday coming up and you want to do something big for it, you know, there's a lot of prompts and boxes for you to kind of fill up and fill out about maybe decorations you need to buy, or times you're going to be online, your outfit, your theme, things like that, so you can have it all kind of overviewed in one spot. So I sold those. They sold, like, quite a few of them sold. I haven't promoted them as much as I probably should have. Maybe because I'm not as proud, because I feel like they're not, like, colorful or, like, interesting enough, but they're very, like,
useful. You sent me a copy. Yeah, no, they're very useful. And I think that people don't realize how much planning goes into our job. Like, I feel like a good 30%, maybe more, of my job is actually planning. For example, like, in November, I want to go really fucking hard because I'm trying to take December off. And so October has been planning for November.
Yeah.
Like, everything that I'm releasing in November, everything that I'm doing in November, I have it queued up. Like, I filmed it this month. And if I didn't do that and I just kind of, like, went through the motions and posted as I went and filmed as I went, like, I wouldn't make as much money.
It's really exhausting to do it that way.
Yeah, no, it's a big key. It's like, set yourself up for success. Like, don't wait until the last minute.
Yeah, I used to do, like, back in 2016, 2017, I used to do, like, bulk drops of content. So at the beginning of the month, I would drop, like, 4 to 10 new videos that I would have filmed, like, the last week or so of the month prior. And I found that really effective because on most websites, like, the payouts restarts. So then you have a bunch of new content, new sales. So it gets you started for the next month really well. But it was just not that sustainable for me. And, yeah, I don't really enjoy making content that isn't, like, really, really fun anymore. Like, sometimes I do a role play or something, I'm not really, like, loving it, but I don't know, like, filming things like Tinder Tales or, like, Ho Diaries and stuff like that take a little bit more time and effort. They just have, like, a bigger reward and they're more fun, so it's, like, the other content isn't as fun to make.
No, exactly. I find that, like, doing things that you're passionate about in any career is what's going to bring you success and happiness, because I could film a JOI 10 times a month and hate it and not be passionate, or I could film one that's, like, really good, I got ready, I thought about it, it's a role play that I enjoy, and then that sells like crazy. So you can, like, I feel like fans can see the passion in the work or see if you're enjoying what you're doing, and so things where you're, like, super into it definitely stands out. Yeah. Which is why Tinder Tales is so successful, and your new series is going to be successful.
Thanks.
Because you enjoyed it. Is there anything else before we go that you would like to mention or promote? I definitely want you back on the podcast in the future, but I feel like this is a great, like, introduction to Destiny Diaz. People are getting to know you.
Yeah, I'll come back when professional poundings start. That's going to be, like, the big series that's going to beat Tinder Tales. So I'll make sure that after, like, the 3rd episode of that, I'm like, Lydia, get me on.
Come talk about it, because we want to hear about it.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that one. But I'm just taking it slow, and I'm camming a lot right now. And I like it. Like, pandemic really put me in a constant flow of creating content again, which was really nice, because I needed it. But, yeah, nothing, like, crazy new going on. Nothing you need to know about. Yeah. I'm just vibing over here. Just hang out with me live, like, 5 days a week on cam, and listen to my playlist, and pay your cam room taxes.
Yes. Where can people find you online, promote whatever website, whatever social media you would like to promote?
So on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, I'm Destiny with 2 Ds _Diaz. And my manyvids is destinydiaz.manyvids.com. It's where you can find my XXX video collection. And my subscription club is onlydestiny.com. That's OnlyFans.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being my first guest. I'm really getting into the swing of things. I feel like my conversation skills a year from now will be so much better. And so thank you for, like, taking a risk and letting me practice talking to people.
I love being people's firsts.
Okay.
It's like your podcast virginity. No, I'm so happy to be here, and this was really fun. I love hanging out with you, and we talk a lot more than people probably think. We're like
so much.
I verify things, and you verify things with me all day. Just like, hey, how does this look? What do you think of this? Show me that. What?
Yes.
It's constant, and it's been so nice to get to know you, and I think you're such a smart and intelligent and motivated, like, for you and your age. Like, I just have always been in awe of the way you carry yourself in your business, and so I just know that it's just gonna keep going and growing. I'm so proud of you, honestly. Like, I've seen you grow so much over the last 4 years. Like, I saw Lydia turn into a woman too.
Yeah. No, you literally did, because I'm pretty sure we met whenever I was, like, 19, probably. Yeah, because that's when I started on ManyVids. So, Yeah, I've loved seeing our progress and just, like, us stick with it and go through life. Like, it makes me so happy. And I started out as a fan of you, and I'm still a fucking fan of you, even though you're one of my closest friends in the industry. So, thank you for being here.
I can't wait to see you again. I gotta come to LA soon.
Oh, yeah, no, come visit. Or if you go to Miami, like, I'll probably end up going.
Okay, cool. Let's get dinner. All right.
Yes. All right, thank you, Destiny.
Thanks, girl.
Bye.
Bye.